Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about this question. It's been coming up a lot lately, and it's the question of, can I close my office? Like if I pivot to like a virtual functional medicine practice, can I close my brick and mortar? Um, so I'll expand on it, but I had a doc a couple days ago. He can't even find help. Like one reason why he's considering shutting his doors is like nobody wants to work anymore. Like, hey, welcome to 2021 where nobody wants to frickin' do anything and they expect the world, handed to them on a platter. Anyway, not to get too deep into the weeds, but that's what I run into is people can't find help. They got associates who are lazy asses, and so just another reason why you may want to pivot and do some things online. But what I'd say to this question is, make sure, and that's why we have the accelerator, is that make sure you have a packed calendar. You've taught yourself the skills, and you know that you can do this thing online, this virtual thing, before shutting down doors. Worst thing, you don't want to have to like shut things down and then start to fumble. And like I was hybrid, and that's what I'd say. Start with hybrid first. Teach yourself the skills. Make sure you can, have weeks like this. This is over a 2-week time frame where we did 23,000 and with a very, very low overhead. Make sure you know these skills before shutting down any type of brick and mortar. Otherwise, you're shooting yourself in the butt. So I was hybrid for a long time before I said, hey, everything that I'm doing needing me with somebody, I can just do it over the phone. Now I don't do Skype. I don't do like FaceTime or nothing weird. No Zoom. I pick up the damn phone and I call people on the phone and I solve their problems, okay? And the niche doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of docs ask, hey, what's the best niche to start with? And that's irrelevant. Like this right here was type 2 when I first started to put the system in place back in August. It was type 2, it was thyroid, and it was ADHD. But then the past September was 100% neuropathy. So it doesn't matter. It's who you want to talk to. We're tapping into Facebook's AI. And it's a beautiful, beautiful system. Whether you like Facebook, you hate Facebook, doesn't matter. Most people hate it. I hate it. However, it can pack your calendar full. It can pack your calendar to the rafters, right? If you do it right. You have to have pixels. You have to have some coding. You have to have some redirect. And that's what the accelerator is. And so there's an old way of doing things. And this is the way that I've been living for 13, 15 years. The old way is you run an ad into some sort of lead magnet, right, which is a PDF, a mini masterclass, a webinar, a training of something, right, of value in exchange for an email. Then I got to email, and it becomes a lot of work, okay, which is fine, right? It's a system that works. However, it's a lot of work, and it's very time consuming. That's why I wanted to create the accelerator, is because I want doctors getting a win after the first 5 to 7 days. I want fast wins. I don't want doctors have to, build up this massive infrastructure of funnels and all that stuff. We have all that built. We have those shortcuts, but some of that takes time. It can take 30 days, 60 days. I want docs getting into the system and getting wins within the first week, okay? Within, today's, as of this recording, Wednesday, as of late next week, I want your calendar being filled up with sick people who are needing help. Like this was a Monday. I think we did just shy of 10,000 before noon with minimal overhead. My overhead is my ad spend, my Facebook ads, right? In this case, Facebook, and my ClickFunnels and a few other softwares that I use. Low overhead, high cash collections. That's what I've been teaching and preaching for years. But getting back to this question, I would say, hey, pick a date, pick a day of the week where, hey, I'm adjusting, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, I have Tuesdays and Thursdays where I can fill my calendar. I can focus on filling my calendar with phone consults, with discovery calls, with strategy calls, whatever you want to call them, right? Pick a niche. Let's record a few videos. We have the images. If you're like squeamish, you don't want to do the videos, we have the images as well. But we take people to a pre-schedule page. Okay, the pre-schedule is, thanks so much for your interest in scheduling a thyroid discovery call. Before you do that, 3 rules. Number 1, just show up. right? We have a busy operation, so if you're going to schedule a time, please show up. Number 2 is be motivated to make change. Okay, I'm after the transformation. Okay, my goal is your success story. So if we say, hey, we're going gluten-free, or we're going dairy-free, or we have to get rid of this, this, and this, and this, you have to be motivated to make those changes because my goal is your success. Okay. Rule number 3 is be in a position to financially invest in your health. Let's say if you have $37 in the bank, hold off because I can't help. I'd be wasting your time. We use third-party labs that do the analysis, and there's no wiggle room at a lab. So the fee is the fee is the fee. So I said, say if you got $37 in the bank, hold off. I'd be wasting your time. So that is what my pre-schedule video, it's 4 minutes long. That's my pre-schedule. My calendar sits right beneath that. We have a redirect on the calendar so that they don't just sit on that calendar after they schedule. I need to send them to the thank you page, which triggers the pixel back to Facebook and tells Facebook, hey, I need to go find more people that are like that, who just scheduled that call. So there is coding on the calendar, there's coding on the funnel page, there's some redirects, there's some pixels over here. And so it is a system that I paid a lot of money to learn, by the way. I just didn't invent this thing. I pay my coaches a lot of money to learn this stuff, and then I bring it into the world of functional medicine so that we can help more of these sick folks get well. Hopefully that makes sense. So the answer to this is everybody's different, everybody's unique. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. The goal is to slowly transition. So like I said, pick a day, Tuesday, maybe Tuesdays, Thursdays, fill it up to the point of, hey, I'm making more money doing these phone consults with patients and, food testing, nutrient testing, toxins, selling protocols, $750, $1,250, $2K, $1K, $500, doing this kind of stuff, just hitting these singles all day long. I'm making more money doing that with a very low overhead than I am, messing around with all this staff and chaos and payroll and insurances and mess and it's up to you. But I can't, that only you can make that decision. But I would say start slow. Let's fill up your calendar on a couple days. Maybe it's a Saturday morning. I take calls on Saturday early so that I can kind of be done. I'm usually up by 5 anyway. Let's take some calls, right? So take some calls maybe on a Saturday. Let's fill you up with 6 to 10 calls on a Saturday morning. Hammer out some case fees with some sick folks who need some help. And then, maybe you start as a hybrid, and then eventually when you're comfortable, you got a packed calendar. You're like, hey, I don't need this brick and mortar anymore. I don't need this liability of stress. Okay, now I'm done. Now I can be 100% virtual. So, all right, guys, hopefully that helps. Again, I know it's kind of a gray area, but every situation is different. But if nothing else, start doing something virtually. All right, you have to, who knows what the hell this winter is going to bring. So now is the time to put this system in place. It is October. It is Q4. It's time to pivot and make the changes so that regardless of what happens in the future, you're going to be in a better position, and you're going to be self-sufficient. And who cares about staff? You don't need them. Okay, so all right, I'll let you go. If you have any questions, I'll put this on. Let's see if I put it. I don't know where I'll put it, but if you have any questions, reach out to. You know how to find me. Find me on Facebook. Find me on YouTube. Comment if you have questions, and we'll see you next time.